right in his coffee cup. And he heads off for the jukebox like he always does to play $2 worth of George Jones. He stopped loving her today. There's a jukebox at the Last Chance Saloon. 5 songs for $1. It'll play their favorite tune. Some will laugh, some will cry, some have at the moon. While they listen to the jukebox at the Last Chance Saloon.
Here's your host, Randy Fincham.
Oh, yes. Confucius say 2 things. Never put cough drop in your mouth as radio theme song is coming through. And never look down right before you're going on air and see a spider right at your feet.
Smush it.
I can't. Am I supposed to smush this thing live on the air?
Yes.
Gosh, what kind
Everyone
of
else would. It's okay. It's okay. You're
I'm
protecting.
sorry, little
Your
fella.
toes are naked, so are
I'm sorry,
mine.
little fella.
If it wasn't for
Gosh.
that, I would say scoop it up and carry it outside. But
Well,
we're live. We can't do that.
We are live.
We've got a job to do here.
Murder on the air. Bob had a question. Mr. Bob McCaffrey behind us here wanted to know who was singing the song. That was Mr. Butch Baker demo. This is David McKechnie and another writer wrote this song. And that I got this song probably a couple years ago. So that was him singing that. So it's been a fun day, except for Andy Parton. Andy had to leave us. His daughter had a foot injury. He's on his way to the emergency room now. So we're going to pray for Mr. Andy. So, gosh, it's been a rescheduling day. We got a couple of reschedules. The reschedules really work out good sometimes, really good. Because we could schedule the other artists for later on and get, the artist in right now that... it turns out to be a great show.
And it just shows how awesome we are, that we have all these connections and these amazing musicians that are just willing to do what they got to do and, all that.
Just like this guy. This guy was on the show, the first ever Nashville Night Show back on September the 1st.
How old was he then? Like 10?
He was 8 years old. and then now he's grown up to a spry young man of 12.
I'm a real boy.
Yeah, his stage name is Pinocchio. Well, we love this guy, and gosh, we're going to get right to this, I guess, because there's no more announcements, not right offhand. But everybody, welcome from Georgia, Mr. Glenn Athen. Woo! Now, G.A., how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
You look a little tired. Thank you for coming down here. I'm sorry my limo driver did not make it up there to get you. I fired the guy.
He got stuck in traffic at that 24-440 split.
Oh, yes. Oh. Yeah, God bless it. There was a wreck up there, 24-440. But you got here early. You got to check the last part of the Charlie Allen Midnight Madness show out. And it was really a great time. Hey, everybody listening out there, wait before we get back to Glenn here. After the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to try this. We don't know if the phone lines are up tonight or not. We're going to try to call 845-584-1067. And if you get through, you're going to win 2 passes to the Folk Fest that's coming up in 4 weeks from now.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. May 5th through the 7th, Folk Fest at Stonewood Bluff. We are giving free tickets away tonight. We hope, if the phone lines are not working, because we've had some difficulties, we will do this again next week. We will continue to do it until we can get some winners on. And, we're talking about maybe if it's not working, Facebook or something. We'll just see how it works. We'll see how this goes.
We are a growing radio show, growing so fast we got to keep up with it. But the infrastructure is in place. Brian does a fantastic job to get us on the air tonight. Originally, this was going to be we were discussions about maybe being on a tape delayed basis, but by gosh, he did what I knew he could do, the miraculous. He got us on air. We are broadcasting live around the world on WFMCJams.com, HeatFMRadio.com. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Chris Cataldo up in New York City? We love you, brother. We love you, Brian. Thanks for all you do. We're looking forward to getting this thing to the next level, and it's going to be a fun thing. A lot of big things happening here.
A lot.
Big things happen. Folk Fest. And that's going to be at the beginning of May. Summer's just going to be really kicking off. Get up there, camp out, have yourself a great time. Who all's playing?
Oh, everybody.
Yeah, who all's not playing would probably be
who's not playing?
Question.
Yeah. It's you can go on the Facebook page.
I think we have a phone call.
We have a caller?
Yeah. Who's calling? Hello, who's calling? You're on the Nashville Night Show live. There you go. You are on the Nashville Night Show live. Who's calling?
This is the IT guru. I was just wanting to win those tickets.
Well, you know what? To my understanding, you're going to be there anyway, maybe broadcasting. So we could, maybe get you tickets, but you got like backstage passes. You're going to get to like
VIP.
hang out with Travis Boland backstage, which is going to be a great, almost illegal experience.
Maybe illegal.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for calling in,
That'd be
Brian.
awesome.
It is going to be awesome. So Brian, that we do have you on the line now, really quick. Great that the phone lines work. So everybody call in after the 9 o'clock Central
Thank you for
hour.
doing that and
Yes.
checking them out.
And a couple of different things. So the Folk Fest is coming up. You are going to be there to broadcast it, right? I think we lost him.
Hello?
Technology, a blessing and a curse, but hey, Brother Brian got us, producer Brian got us on the air, but thanks so much. Looking forward to it. Check it out,
Yeah, on Facebook, Folk Fest Stonewood Bluff. That is everything you need to know is right there, first weekend of May in McMinnville, Tennessee. Everything is there. Times, the whole set list. I keep getting asked this, but unless I have it in front of my face, I just get jumbled because there's so many performers. So just go on there, check out everything, and come.
A good time guaranteed. Glenn Athen, what about kicking us off with a song? And then we're going to talk about who is Glenn Athen.
Oh, boy.
We're going to peel the layers off tonight till we're all crying like we're talking to Barbara Walters.
Barbara Wawa.
I'm Barbara Walters, and she is Oprah. So the tears are going to flow tonight. What song are you going to play for us, man?
Lost out in the sticks all night.
Love it.
Yeah, that sun's about to drop, gonna fall out of the sky. Any minute that moon will be shining high, baby. And we got a gentle breeze, we can hide under the trees, looking so fine. We'll spend some time here, girl, just you and me. Tell me what you wanna do, I'll go anywhere with you. We can make this an all-night affair if we want to. Got the speakers bumping right, and a cold six-pack of light. Come on, baby, let's get lost out in the sticks all night. My truck needs a little mud, and I need a little love. I know the perfect spot where we can get both, baby. And there ain't a cloud in sight, those stars are shining bright. Come on, girl, let's not waste a minute of this night. Tell me what you wanna do, I'll go anywhere with you. We can make this an all-night affair if we want to. Got the speakers bumping right, and a cold six-pack of light. Come on, baby, let's get lost out in the sticks all night. Your lips on my lips all night long, girl, you and me. Tell me what you wanna do, I'll go anywhere with you. We can make this an all-night affair if we want to. Got the speakers bumping right, and a cold six-pack of light. Come on, baby, let's get lost out in the sticks all night.
Wow. This is the first time that I've got to hear you, and I just got to say that's definitely a song to win the ladies with.
It
right
is.
there. That,
Well, thank
that
you.
is just sweet. You've got a really, really good voice.
He does.
I'm glad to get to hear you tonight. You've got one of those voices you've got like a bit of a lot of things.
It's
You-
sexy and gruff all
Well,
together. in
I was
one.
like when you mix mayonnaise and onions and pickles and,
Yeah.
Well, no,
and
it-
garlic.
You got to throw garlic in
That's
there.
not exactly the way I would explain it.
I know what
but
you're saying. Though. He does have
it's like, it's a very pure, genuine voice, but you have like just a bit of like, there's like a little folk thing going on in there, and there's a little bit of bluegrass going in there too.
You do have
So I
bluegrass.
can hear that. I could hear you like doing a bluegrass song, or
I wish
just
I could
kinda-
write some bluegrass songs.
all you gotta do is just write a whole bunch of words and just sing them really fast.
Well, I've always
play with
enjoyed you. I've actually, I've got to share the stage with you a couple times now, and I've always enjoyed.
Yeah,
sharing
we
with
shared the
you.
very first
That's
show
right.
here together,
That's
and then we
right.
did the anniversary together.
That's right.
Yeah.
As always, I love to hear you sing. So
Yeah, very good. So you told me earlier you live in Nashville now?
Yeah, we live over in West Nashville on the other end of all the traffic.
Okay, the other end of the traffic, so you got to go through the traffic to get anywhere?
Anywhere.
Anywhere at all?
To go from the living room to the bathroom. in
Yeah, you gotta
Nashville,
go through the
have to
traffic.
traffic, yeah.
Yeah.
It-
Kind of regretting that a little bit,
Was it
huh?
100 people a day?
Oh, yeah.
Traffic gets worse.
Glenn Athen is our guest tonight. Amanda, you'll love this about Glenn. I met Glenn 3 years ago now, almost 3 years ago, right? You moved to town almost 4 years ago, right?
Yeah, we've been here a little bit over 4 years
Over
now.
4 years. And I met you back in early 2014 when we had our networking gig down at the Row, I think. That's where we first met. The thing about Glenn, I noticed about Glenn when I first met him, gosh, you played out 7 nights a week, didn't you? You were like
I did
Tommy
for a
Turner
long
Jr.
time.
Now, Tommy Turner was a friend of ours. He passed away. Gosh, he was a lot of the first person a lot of people met when they came to Nashville. Tommy played out all the time. Glenn played out all the time. There was never a night you weren't playing out when I first met you.
No, there wasn't.
Wow, overachiever.
Well, let's go back into that. The thing,
A broke songwriter.
Well, here's the thing about Glenn. You came out with an album. You're from Georgia. What town in Georgia are you from?
Comer, Georgia,
Comer.
next to Athens for the University of Georgia.
It was not far. We had Larry Scroggs in the
Yeah.
his band here a few weeks ago.
Georgia boys.
They were from Georgia and around that area there. And to say the least, Andy and I tried to we led into it a little bit, but Andy, finding out what I was trying to say, the state of Georgia has pretty much ruled country music for the last 10 or 15 years or so on the writing and on the artist end, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's a whole lot of them that come from there, which there's just as many that come from up north and all over else.
But not as many on the,
The
charts.
fewest,
With the
the
Dallas
fewest
Davis
come
and the
from
Luke
Tennessee.
Bryan. Yeah, I mean,
Dustin Lynch, I think, is from down in.
he is from Tullahoma.
Tullahoma, but-
yeah, down the road. He's
Oh,
a
really?
Coffee County boy.
I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh! If you ever listen, Dustin Lynch had Cowboys and Angels,
Yeah.
but he's got a song on his first album about cruising South Jackson Street, and he talks about going around, around again, down around the Sonic and everything. That's exactly what we used to do. I grew up in Manchester here. We didn't have any place to cruise. We didn't have a freaking Sonic till I moved out. But you had to go to Tullahoma or McMinnville to cruise around.
Well,
And that's
I
what
grew
they
up in
did.
McMinnville, still live in McMinnville, and that was always a big thing as a teenager is to cruise the Strip.
You had the ultimate
But
cruising experience.
we had the Strip. I mean, it was the place to be, but doing it every weekend, you get bored. So I can actually remember coming here to Manchester to ride the Strip
To become
because we
even
were
more
tired
bored.
of seeing the same people.
But it may have changed.
But what was funny when we came to Manchester, the only people we met were from McMinnville.
See, isn't that something? And vice
Yeah.
versa.
Yeah.
Vice versa. We didn't have
Small
anywhere to
town,
cruise.
small town. Being a kid in a
Yeah.
small town, that's
Very
what you
much
do.
so. But my life.
We didn't even have a strip in Comer.
You didn't have a street. Was there a close by town that you guys cruised around? Oh,
Athens.
That goes with the music that comes out of Georgia.
Well,
What is it
yeah.
about the kind of Georgia life that lends itself to such great music being written, made? What is it about Georgia that's kind of got the monopoly on country music in the last 10 years? There's so many different artists in Georgia. I know Luke Bryan. Gosh, why am I drawing a blank on the rest of them?
Isn't-
Jason Aldean, Luke
yeah.
Bryan, Cole Swindell.
Yeah, there you
Zach
go.
Brown
Glenn
band's from
Athen,
Georgia,
yeah.
right?
What's it?
The
Who's that?
Zach Brown band?
Zach Brown band. Are they from Georgia?
I don't remember if he was
They live
or
there
not.
now, I think.
They may be. But gosh, yeah,
Oh.
Dallas Davis and all these other writers and everything coming from there. What was the Georgia life? What was it like for you growing up? I know you're talking about there's no place to cruise. What did you guys do? Sit
I
and
think
learn
you
how to
just
play
sang
music?
about it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of girls in pickup trucks and back
Exactly.
roads and riversides.
And we do the
But,
same thing here. Yeah. Forget the
but-
Strip. Go to the creek.
now, Glenn, you're probably in your mid-20s around that area. What was it that got you into music?
I don't know that part. It just happened. I got a guitar when I was 15 and went from there.
Did you have anybody that you kind of tried to emulate there at first?
Smoke on the Water was the first song I played.
That was the first song ever.
Was that on Guitar Hero? Did you learn it on Guitar Hero?
No, it was an old cracked up Hondo 2 Strat copy.
Wow.
Okay, that's much more
With
impressive.
a $2 amp from a yard sale.
Never eat a second cough
Yeah,
drop.
cough drop. Okay.
I'm just trying to keep my voice all night. Okay. Another thing about Glenn Athen, who is our guest tonight, if anybody wants to call in, say hi to him. Our area code 845-584-1067. You moved here to Nashville 4 years ago. Early 20s, still part of your early 20s. Your wife and your young daughter. Very impressive. Was there, on your part, if you have fear, you don't ever seem to show it. You seem to be even keel at all times, which I'm far from. I wish I was. Your way. What was the feeling when you guys got into the car and you're coming around, getting on I-75, coming up into Tennessee?
It was just excitement. Me and my wife do everything on the spur of the moment. When we were dating, if we wanted to go somewhere, we'd pack up and go to the other end of the state or another state or wherever. We love the beach, so we go there a lot. And Nashville was no different. We made the decision to come, so we just packed up and came.
That's beautiful.
It was just exciting when we got here.
It is. That there needs to be more people like that. There's so many people that dream about doing the things that it sounds like you are doing.
Life's too short not to do what
Yes,
you want to. You'll
you
die
got
one
it.
day. Yeah.
It is.
You need to write a book also, along with your songs.
Oh, boy.
Inspire these younger people to just get up and go, man. Just do it.
Yes. And Glenn is another perfect example of what my vision for this show was when it first started out, to have people on that I said I'm blessed with so many go-getters. You're one of them.
Thank
Go-getters
you.
in this music, radio, and everything that's really going out there. There's not just talking, I want to do this when I blank, 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 all falls in line. Well, newsflash, it's never going to all fall in line.
No,
and
it
you're never
won't.
going to have a perfect starting point. But I wanted to get people on here every week if I could that would influence somebody that may say something or they could hear their story. And this person that's listening will, no matter where they're at, start their journey. And that doesn't mean necessarily physically move to Nashville. Just figure out a plan, go after your dream from where you are, or if you can, make that move. The one thing about this, it's the greatest and worst thing in the music business. There is no one way to do this.
No.
So you can look at that's awesome or that sucks. But just because one person did it one way, that doesn't mean another can't do it their way. So you guys, you're coming into town, and you come out with your CD already at this point.
Yeah, I had signed a little record deal with this label out of Oklahoma and had a little marketing distribution agreement with them. I think we were working on it before I moved to town. It didn't drop until a year after I lived here.
So you got here?
It dropped in like 2014 or something.
How can they get that?
Yeah, what's the name of the album? Still out there?
I think the record label went bankrupt or something.
Oh, no.
And so I actually pulled, I wasn't using them anymore, and I wasn't looking to tour anymore or anything like that. So they
you have,
weren't
like, a
doing
box of
anything for me.
CDs
I
sitting
wasn't
around
doing
in your
anything. Yeah, I got tons of CDs, but
So they
and
can-
then
Well, how
can
I'm
they
still
get 'em?
on.
They need to-
I'm still on iTunes and I'm on iTunes and all those music grabbing
if you've got the
websites.
CDs, you need to be getting rid of them, right?
But
Move that product. See, I tell you, Amanda's got that. She's got that radio attitude.
but the
That's right. Let's get these things out
but
there.
they weren't doing anything for me. I wasn't doing anything for them. And I had another buddy of mine that I always talk to. He's a good mentor. And he said, well, if you're not doing anything for them, they're not doing anything for you, then you need to drop them. So I always expected them to drop me because I quit playing out as much. And
Well, we need to get those CDs out that you have, just sitting there collecting dust. So
we can get rid of them.
Definitely.
you're going to send some to us, and we're going to start right here.
We don't have the exact figure, but you sold a few hundred of those CDs.
It was something in the neighborhood of 250 something. But yeah.
Which is pretty remarkable, for an independent artist being in one town.
Oh, it paid for it, so that was nice.
So what was the story that you would share to others out there that if they want to, what did you do to market your CD? Because we know a lot of people that make CDs, but it's hard to get them sold. And 250 or so, that's a really great number for a first printing of a CD. What was the method behind that?
Well, honestly, I wanted an album, but at the same end, I'm just an old poor country boy from Georgia. I grew up on a cattle farm, and we never had no money, so it wasn't like I was going to go spend a bunch of money in some record label, or some, not record label, but studio, and drop a CD out of that just because I want to spend a whole bunch of money on a CD that I can look at and put on the wall. So I had been through enough stuff at that point and progressed enough that there was at least a small demand for a CD and enough that I thought I could get a return on an investment. And I broke even. That's about all I did, but it was nice.
Very cool. How about another song that'll take us up to
That's what I was just thinking. I had more questions, but I want to hear you sing again. I want to hear another song.
Yeah, just about to the break, and after the break, if anybody, well, we want the caller, call in, you'll get 2 passes.
Yes, is it that time?
Passes
After
to
the
folk.
break? After the
9
break,
o'clock
everyone
break, after we
listen.
come out, we'll put out the call that, hey, we're ready for you to call now to get the 2 passes. And if they stay shy and they don't call in, they don't know what they're missing.
That's right. No, they don't.
My
And
gosh.
they'll regret it if they don't come and they get to tune in and listen to the show, which will be great, but then they're going to be like, man, I could actually be there.
Yes. This could be like, 20 years down the road, it'll be like you missed Woodstock.
Yeah, well, this is going to be Woodstock because it's already happening next year. So
That's
this is
right.
the first year, but this is not the only year. So just watch out.
So if you want to be the one that says, hey, I was there at the first one, you're going to have your chance for
That's
free right after the 9 o'clock break. But right now, a musical composition, if you will, from Mr. Glenn Athen, which Jamie Fincham says, hi, G-A.
Hey, Jamie.
So, and there was a few other highs while you're getting the
There's a
guitar.
lot of
Yeah, Paul, Pez.
Hey, Pez. Pez is the man.
He tells you to break a string.
Break a string.
That sounds like Pez.
I cannot not get
Pez is the songwriter that buys 1 million strings online at a big bulk price, and he wraps them all up and brings them around Nashville and gives them to all the songwriters
Really?
as a Christmas present. Pez
That
is
is
one
a
of the
good
most
Christmas
kind
present.
people you'll
Well, he
ever
did.
meet.
Okay,
awesome.
those strings you were playing on my guitar a while ago, those were Pez's Christmas present strings, and those were the best strings I've ever had on that guitar. And after my long 2-3 year journey to find the perfect strings, I have found them thanks to that guy. So, Judy Reed Sarton out in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. I hope you're doing well, Judy. She's had a rough go of it here the last couple of weeks with different issues. Love you. Glad you're listening. Doris Roberts from Indiana High. Mr. Gary Morris from down there in around Clanton, Alabama. Here y'all going to get some bad weather tomorrow, man. Take cover. Be safe. We love y'all. Vonda Burris, Vonda K. up there in Ohio. How you doing? Glad to have you here. Andrea Holman from Ohio. How you doing, Andrea? Great artists. Both of them themselves. Jamie Fincham again. Hey, G.A. and Pez. Break a string. And if you do, Pez has got some.
Just don't hit yourself
Pez, I need you to drive it down here. And Pez, I believe, is at Douglas Corner tonight. So.
Oh, he is. That
Yes.
dang Douglas Corner it stops me from getting Donnie Winters on this show.
Yeah,
so we're
it
going to have to
does.
sabotage that Writers' Night one night. So Donnie will be free to come down here.
Donnie's got to fill in from time to time.
Well, he didn't tell me that. Maybe Donnie just doesn't want to come down here. Hey, so
Hey, it's on the radio
Give him a
now,
free
so I'll make
burger.
sure
love you,
Donnie
Donnie.
hears
He'll
it.
be all right.
He'll come down. I love it, guy. What you got?
Me and Randy wrote this.
All right.
That fire still burns hot, and that beer still ice cold. Trucks circled round in this field, but tonight there's an empty space in your parking place. We're all sitting here in silence, listening to the embers pop, thinking about how just last week you were here, and now you're not. Now you're not. So long, our friend. This ain't the end. I'll see you again someday. Yeah. We sure had us some good times. Hope you're looking down on us tonight as we say our hey, feel goodbye. We all grew up together and ran the streets of this small town, from the church pews to the bleachers. Always had each other's back. Tonight we'll share some stories, we'll laugh and we'll cry. Man, we're all gonna miss you. The good Lord's got a good old boy tonight. So long, our friend. This ain't the end. I'll see you again someday. Yeah. We sure had us some good times. Hope you're looking down on us tonight as we say our hey, feel goodbye. Yeah, when me and Randy was at his house that night, we was writing this. We had talked about we was gonna make us one of them newfangled country rap songs, and that's where this part came. Your life could pass in the blink of an eye. You're here 1 minute and the next you're not. The memory you leave's what means the most to the ones you love, left here to cope. Sitting reminiscing on the time that we had. The good die young, but don't make it less sad. Gathered around here by the fire and smoke. We'll raise our glass for a goodbye toast. One more time, here we go. So long, our friend. This ain't the end. I'll see you again someday. Sure had us some good times. Hope you're looking down on us tonight as we say hey, feel goodbye.
Athen, Nashville night. Oh, I love that song. We got about 1 minute.
That
so
was
let's talk.
great. I enjoyed the heck out of that. That was great.
Think about writing with this guy. A lot of times we have to, get the vision down. What was the story on that song? I know we had started out with something else.
It all started with the beat and turned into that.
Yeah.
No one passed away that you guys knew?
No, but we
don't ever write songs that way.
We wanted to touch on a moment of how when we've all had this happen when we were in high school or whatever, and somebody, even if we did not really know them that well, it shakes us when they die.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a huge deal when you're in
Especially
your
when you're
teenage years
young,
and somebody passes away.
Because you don't think you can die that young.
Yes, it is a shock to the system, and the first time a lot of us have tasted that. But I love that song.
It's beautiful. It's great.
So much, and I love the rap. You wrote all the rap. I can't take any.
Love the backup vocals there, Randy.
Well, thank you so much.
It's
I don't know whether to go higher or lower, but hey.
No, that was good. Just like that.
The first 30 minutes is in the books. We're going to come back. We're going to take us a little break, and we're going to come back here, and then we're going to put out the call for the 2 free passes to the inaugural Folk Fest.
Stonewood Bluff.
The soon-to-be legendary Folk Fest. Glenn Athen's our guest chair. Stay tuned. We got a lot more with this guy on the Nashville Night Show on WFMCJams.com, HeatFMRadio.com, and all part of the Nashville Songwriters Radio Network.
You're listening to Music City's finest on the Nashville Songwriters Radio Network, NSRNLive.com.
May 5th through the 7th, Folk Fest at Stonewood Bluff wants to invite you to come join us for 3 days of amazing music, vendors, camping, and fun. Stonewood Bluff and Amphitheater is located on Harrison Ferry Mountain in McMinnville, Tennessee, and is the perfect backdrop for great musicians like these.
We did some crazy things. I've been charged for a crime. Now I'm doing home time. Gonna see you again. But she sure looked good last night. Skimpy little halter top and jeans that fit so tight.
Too many artists to mention, covering music genres like folk, country, bluegrass, Americana, and blues. Folk Fest is Stonewood Bluff. Look us up on Facebook. WFMC Jams will be broadcasting the entire event. Contact me, Manda, at 931-259-7940 for more details or discounted weekend passes.
Back to more great music and interviews on Nashville Night.
We are back. And my gosh, the spot for the Folk Fest, that is awesome. I made a great job on there.
That's the first time I've heard it. I'm blown away. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you, Producer Brian. Did they get to hear that out in Radio Land, or was that just us on this end?
No, that's on radio.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you so much. And with that, we are going to put the call out now. First caller. We're not going to play any cute games like
Come on, call.
Caller number 7. You're the first caller. You're getting two passes to Folk Fest. The value of these are what?
Well, this is a value of $80, but it would be $100 at the gate.
Yeah.
So, because the pre-sale tickets, so they say $40 on them because that was the intent, was to give a discount price for early buying, but they're actually not for sale anymore. So, basically, it's a $100 value.
Yeah.
And that's the entire weekend. You get to camp, all the music, everything, the whole weekend, and you do not want to miss any of it. It's going to be great.
Wow. $100. The value of Folk Fest. Inaugural Folk Fest. You got everybody. First caller gets those. We'll get them to you. If we got a way here, we're gonna It's going to be a great time and going to be broadcasting there, but it's not going to be the same as actually getting to be there. So call in 845-584-1067, 845-584-1067 to win your Folk Fest tickets. We might even have Glenn come sing while he delivers them to you.
I think I'm going to have Glenn next year if he wants to come aboard.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Glenn Athen. I love that song.
I never turned down.
You never turned down anything? Okay. Glenn's playing next year.
Yes, so Glenn Athen will be there next year. So when you first came to town, did you did any reconnaissance here to come to Nashville, check it out, see what the lay of the land was? Because you seem to relate instantly with everybody on the journey. You were one that you and Pez have this remarkable networking ability as soon as you get to town. That you're pretty soon, everybody knows who Pez is. Everybody knows who Glenn Athen is, much like everybody knew who Tommy Turner was, and still does.
I researched it a little bit, but like I said, when I make a decision, I typically just do it. I don't think about it. It's just do it. Same thing with Nashville. I just
You're
did
so
it.
humble.
He is.
You're
My
such
gosh.
a humble spirit.
Yes. Now, this is the arrogant hour. You've got to be arrogant from here to 10 p.m.
Sell yourself, boy.
Yeah. What was the first thing you did? Your wife, your daughter, what was the first thing y'all did when y'all got to town? Of course, found a place to live and everything, get set up. And
I think the first thing we did was we found a park and had a picnic, and I got loaded up with allergies.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you
yeah.
We're state park
Welcome to Tennessee.
well,
Yeah,
that was a
allergies.
perfect welcome, yeah.
people. I got a cool story with allergies.
Oh, yeah, hit us with one.
There was this songwriter I had met not long after I came into town, and he ran some studio somewhere. Everyone has a studio in their basement. But he was another one. And I was talking to him, and I was going to do some demo work for him or something. And he was telling me about 18 years prior, he had came to town, and the same thing hit him. And he looked for this stuff called No Hist at Walgreens sells it. So I was like, all right. So I went down to Walgreens, and I asked for this thing called No Hist, and they looked it up.
Oh, do we have a call?
Hold the thought.
We have a call.
Hold the thought there. We got a phone caller. I think we may have a winner.
Woohoo.
You're on the air on Nashville Night. Who's calling? There we go. You are on the air on Nashville Night. Who's calling?
Hey, it's Pez.
Well, Pez.
Hey, Pez!
I don't know if you know it, but you are the winner. You have won.
I've won what?
Okay. This is fantastic. I'm going to let Miss
This is even better.
Amanda Morris here is putting on a great 2 or 3 day show. You're going to know a lot of the artists that are playing. Amanda, tell Pez what he won.
Pez dispenser, Pez. Hey, I've heard a lot about you tonight already. It's good to meet you over the phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're the guitar string man, right? Yeah?
The guitars.
Okay, anyway.
Christmas present guitar string.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, yes, we are actually giving 2 free tickets away to Folk Fest at Stonewood Bluff the first weekend of May, and you have just won them.
Oh, thank you. I had no idea.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you did because you sound like someone that needs to be at this event. It's an amazing 3-day festival, nonstop music. We're actually going to be broadcasting the entire event, hopefully live if the Wi-Fi works out.
Not far from the Last Chance Saloon.
Right, it's right down the road. It's in McMinnville. We will get those sent out to you, but there's the artists, you probably know a lot of them. Travis Bowling.
Yeah, he's a friend.
Yeah, so he's going to be headlining Saturday night. Tanner Hillis, who's a guy from McMinnville, is going to be headlining Friday night. There's just so many musicians. You just need to go on the Facebook page and check it out. The whole list is on there of all the people that are playing. So, yeah, you've just won.
And Pez, I can get these. Not only are they 2 tickets, they're 2 passes. I mean,
Yeah, it's weekend passes,
so.
camping, and the whole thing. So all you got to do is pack up your tent and all your camping gear and come on, have some fun.
So I can meet you tomorrow and get these tickets to you because I'll be back up in Nashville.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Save a postage stamp.
Congratulations, man. Well, you know our guest here tonight, Mr. Glenn Athen.
I just called in to harass him.
Oh, boy.
Well, you can still harass him. Winning the passes doesn't do away with that option here.
Harassment's always welcome.
Oh, okay.
So where did you two meet? I never knew where you two met. And I met you both at the same place at our networking event on the road in Midtown in Nashville. Where did you and Glenn meet? Was it the Commodore or Douglas Corner? Jail? Where?
I think it was Douglas Corner.
Is that true, Glenn?
I don't even remember. I remember seeing Pez a lot in town, and we didn't actually become friends, though, until he moved back to Connecticut for a little while to sell his condo before he moved back down here. That's when we really struck up our friendship.
Yeah. Well, I met you both at the same place right around the same time. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, Glenn is a great guy. He actually is one of the truly quality people here in town. He's also a very good writer.
I've enjoyed it greatly. This is the first time I've got to hear him, and I really enjoy his writing, and his voice is just, I really enjoy it. It's very pure and very real.
Now, Pez, you and Glenn...
it's kind of one...
Go ahead.
It's kind of one of those people where you wonder why a record company hasn't signed him yet.
That's probably why, because he's pure and he's real.
Yes.
Pez, I thought you was calling to harass me. Those are all good things.
Well, yeah, I was actually calling to be nice. I'm just killing time till I go on at Douglas Corner.
So you are up at Douglas Corner. We would love to have you. You've been on the show how many times? 2 or 3 times, and we're definitely going to have you back. You are you appear regularly on every season of Nashville. At least the last few seasons have you as an extra. And how is that going? You still doing the work for them?
I haven't lately,
Well, what do they know?
but, you never know.
Very cool. Oh, my gosh. You are going on stage tonight. I would love to have you back down here, but I cannot wait for you to find out what you want and to get to go to the Folk Fest.
Yes,
It's
you've
gonna
got
be
to come. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this. This is going to be phenomenal.
great show and networking opportunity galore. And Glenn's talking about how you gave out the Christmas strings for the guitar strings for Christmas. I want you to know, brother, I have looked everywhere for the perfect guitar string for that guitar I have. And I finally found them. They're on the guitar now. Been on there for the last couple of months. Thanks to you, I've found the perfect guitar string.
Oh, I'm touched.
I meant to touch you. That's just a touch. Well, we love you, man. Congratulations for the 2 passes. You're absolutely right about Mr. Glenn Athen. You guys have both been on this Nashville journey from around. You got here almost around the same time, and you've been on it. And I'm glad that you're both still here. You guys are a pure freaking joy to be able to watch and learn and work with and get to have on the shows and see you out and about.
Still there?
Yeah, it's been fun. I guess I'll let you guys get back to your show.
Well, thank you, Pez. Congratulations. I will get in touch with you. I'll call you probably tomorrow and see where we can meet up, and I'll get those passes to you.
Absolutely.
Oh, I thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
See you, man. Pez. Yeah, we love you. Congratulations. He's the first winner we've had on the show. And as the show expands, and it's expanding, we got some things working behind the scenes that's going to make your
Top
Glenn,
secret.
it's going to make your eyes like do cartwheels into your brain.
Cartwheels into your brain.
Is that a good analogy? I don't
Yes.
know.
Yeah, that works.
That's a
fine.
great visual. Everybody can
There you
see
go.
just the eyes rolling around.
Big things coming.
There's a new song.
You're on
New
the
song.
station. Oh, yeah, eyes doing cartwheels into the brain.
Yeah, yeah.
My gosh.
I just saw Ren and Stimpy for some reason and just had a flashback. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Ren and Stimpy.
There we go. Yeah, so we've had Pez, Ren, and Stimpy being mentioned. Gosh, we're just get all over the place. Now, that is a good one. I'm trying to think of what is that? Who is that bass band that it did? Oh man,
Bass band. Ace of
they-
Base.
No, it was a '90s band that Brian likes a whole lot. And why am I drawing a blank?
What do you mean by bass band?
Oh, they
had a lot of
heavy
bass? Promise?
Promise. Yeah, how'd you know? There you go.
Because I'm
You're
a
Promise
metalhead.
girl. Yeah,
I know all that stuff.
that does sound. That could be a Promise song.
It could. Yeah.
I have my phone going off, but I've lost it.
Oh, that's really
But
good.
Glenn Athen.
Okay, let's hear another song.
Let's hear another song, and then we're going to get back into the last few years. Gosh, another thing that I forgot you and I have done, which I hear every day on the radio. So go ahead, Glenn Athen.
I don't know how to play that one and sing it. wood's blooming, the weather's getting right. Uncover that boat and head outside where the water is. All your buddies boating and they brought skis. It's a pretty day, got a breeze going by. Everyone's cheering, got the throttle up tight. It's a sunny day, it's a water fight. It's a day at the park, oh, it feels so right. All your friends are gathered and you're feeling mighty fine. It's that peaceful, easy feeling. It's summertime. Truck's jacked high, chain stretched tight. Gonna show a little muscle at the quarry side. But the sun's getting hot and that water's not. So we all jump in and have a good time. It's that crystal clear water, it feels just right. It's a sunny day, it's a water fight. It's a day at the park, oh, it feels so right. All your friends are gathered and you're feeling mighty fine. It's that peaceful, easy feeling. It's summertime. When the sun goes down and it turns to night, got your girl right by you and you hold her tight, laying by the river on a moonlit night. It was a sunny day, it was a water fight. It was a day at the park, oh, it felt so right. All your friends were gathered, you were feeling mighty fine. It was that peaceful, easy feeling. It's a sunny day, it's a water fight. It's a day at the park, oh, it feels so right. All your friends are gathered and you're feeling mighty fine. It's that peaceful, easy feeling. It's summertime.
Athen, Nashville night. I love that song. You got me ready for summertime, man. Yeah, we got a couple other check-ins here. Miss Michael McCarty out there in Texas. Billy Bean up there in Maryville, Tennessee. Great show. He said that was a great show. Billy, I hope you know we're still on the air. We just had to go for our break at 9 o'clock. That's part of the growing pains. You know, the pains of growing. We have breaks, commercial breaks. And Miss Angie Erickson Stevens is out there. Where are you from, Angie? I know you. I know Auburn, your daughter there. So you're out in California. Oh, no, yep, she is in Eucalyptus Hills, California, listening to us. Thank you
We're all over the place.
We are all over the world tonight. Miss Jamie says, Glenn Athen, you're killing it. The show sounds great. But, my gosh, thank you so much, everybody, for listening in. And we got a phone number to call in. Mr. Jim King. Larry Scroggs is listening. Larry, he is down in, where are you exactly, Larry? You told me, and I cannot remember where you're at. You are in Gainesville, Georgia. Were you close to there?
I know where Gainesville is. I wasn't too far. About an hour and a half.
Hey, Larry.
So that was a great show. Yeah, Larry was a great show.
That was a great show. They're going to play at Folk Fest next year, too.
Yeah, they're going to.
It's just not official, but I'm just telling him right now.
Folk Fest has started to become Georgia Fest next year. So.
Georgia Fest.
I love it. Now you've been here.
South Fest.
Yeah, about 4 years now. How is the Glenn Athen of today, April the 4th, 2017, different from the Glenn Athen that him and the wife and the little girl hopped in the car to come up here to live and go after this dream?
Well, I'm here now and established and roots and got friends and didn't have that when I first moved here.
How old's your little girl?
She's 5.
What's her name?
Ariel.
Ariel?
Yeah, I call her the little wild youngin'. She's wild as a
like the
buck
Little
Indian.
Mermaid? Is it Ariel or?
No, it's not Ariel. It's
Ariel.
like the letter R.
Okay.
Letter
Well,
E,
you know that Sebastian the crab said Ariel. That's how he said her name because
I
it's
didn't know
Jamaican.
yeah.
You never noticed that?
So you two are talking in like kid movie
Well,
language.
I've got 2
and,
daughters. I have a almost 6-year-old and a 13-year-old. So, you know, They grew up with that. Yeah, I've regrew up with my daughters. You know how it is.
You have to watch it over and over.
Yeah, you're sitting there watching all this stuff. So, I'm sorry. We just watched it the other night. So
Well, when
it's fresh in my mind.
My son was little, we got to watch the Nightmare Before Christmas. He called it GAC because Jack Skelton was, you know, the number one. I think I got his name right. Character.
Yeah,
on there.
you did.
So we would watch Nightmare Before Christmas over and over, and I knew the Oogie Boogie Man and the Something's Up with Jack, Something's Up with Jack. But see, I'm way behind. I'm mid-90s. My son's all grown up now. You two speak in code language, or kid movie language. You might as well be speaking in code. I don't know what you're saying. You could put out the order to have a hit on me, and I could not.
Hey, it's that's just the way it is. And you got the little girls, you got all the little princess movies and stuff. It's fun.
Oh yes, along that line, it had to be hard on you and the wife, both moving away from your family in small town Georgia to the big city Nashville. Probably been a big growth experience for both of you, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, part of it was also freedom on that end. Neither one of us got along with our families. My wife's family hates me, and my family hates her.
That's horrible.
We haven't spoken to them in, I think, 7 years now. But
I was actually going to ask you about that, about the support in your family with your musical
we
career.
don't have one.
Oh, okay.
I didn't mean to peel that layer off, but
Anyway.
It does have to make it easier, doesn't it?
It does make it easier.
I guess that in its own can actually give you drive, though, right? I mean, because even though you don't have the support,
drive or freedom, or you can put it a lot of ways.
Because you can make your own decisions to be like, well, this is my life, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do with it. And I mean, that sucks that you've had the experiences that you have, but you can also find new family.
Good can come of it.
Yeah, the music family. I mean, that's what it is. So,
what was wild, man, about Glenn and I when we first met at the Row? Found out Glenn actually in Franklin lived 2 or 3 miles down the road from us.
Oh yeah, we lived real close.
Yeah, really close. He worked down there at a ranch farm, and I lived up there in the cabin and in the woods, and we wrote a couple of our songs there. And Glenn came up, and my battery had run down that night. And Glenn, on his way to Douglas Corner, was on a Tuesday night. You come up there and you jumped off the car, and that's what a great friend he's been since then. Him and Pez, and unfortunately in this entertainment dream that people follow, there's a lot of them out there that don't really want to be, that aren't friends. They want to be I guess, maybe not exactly.
There's a lot of temporary friends out there.
Temporary friends is a great way to put it. So.
Well, that's anywhere, no matter what life you're living. You can be just regular old schmo on the street, just working, doing whatever. You're always going to find those people. That's just people's nature, unfortunately.
That's true, but we songwriters are crazy.
Well, you have to be crazy. You have to be crazy to follow a dream. You have to be, right? I mean, that's what makes it happen. Is you got to be a little bit not so rational. You do, because you got to be a dreamer, and that just doesn't fit into society.
That's right. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one.
Exactly.
I always joke about it, but music really is like a drug. You meet all these people, because nowadays you've got a song about blood on the streets of Mayberry. Drugs has taken over all the small towns. Back in Georgia, the same as it is here.
They really are.
And you meet these people, like I do heat and air work, and we get people in and out, and we'll get a lot of druggies that do night work for us. And it's like you look at them and you see stuff just tears them apart, and they'll lose families, friends, everything over it. And music's really the same way if you let it.
It is, but it's not illegal yet. So
no, it's not illegal yet.
And it won't kill you. Hopefully, the music itself won't kill you.
No. It's a good dream to have. It's an up and down. You're this close or a million miles away.
Yeah, it's always up and down.
You think about that. Gosh, you could be during the same day, feel like you're just almost there. Then that night, I'm down. It's never going to happen. But the thing is, enjoy the ride, which is what you do. Make the friendships, build it up, lay the groundwork for being. It's a process. So many things in life are a process, and that's what makes them even more valuable. The building of the station we're doing here, a process that we've just begun. But isn't it really exciting?
Oh, extremely.
This is like going after the songwriting dream. And I've said it before. It's like an unscratched off lottery ticket. A lottery ticket that hasn't been drawn yet. That you never know. You may win. You'll never get a pink slip that says you've got to stop tomorrow.
Life is just like that in general. Anybody's life is always like that. Mm-hmm. So at least you're living your passion instead of just not.
Oh, exactly. Another check-in, Miss Kendria Shook. Brian, it's like she's down there where you're at in Pulaski. So prayers for your mom. You checked in. So Kendria, thank you for listening, and we are praying for your mom. Andy Parton. I know we mentioned Andy a little bit.
Yeah.
So Andy, prayers for your daughter. If you can call her and let us know how she's doing, we would love to hear that.
Yeah, that would be
we
great.
Miss you not being here tonight, brother, and tell you you're pretty stressed. And gosh, the little ones.
Yeah, 11-year-old daughter. Her foot got a pallet.
By a pallet.
Yeah, a pallet fell on her foot, and my now 13-year-old daughter. I think when she was about 9, she. I'm laughing, but you'll know why when I'm done. She broke her ankle 2 weeks before summer camp, which was awful because she's gone to summer camp like forever. And she tripped over my mom's dog and broke her ankle. I mean, it was like nothing even happened. The dog wrapped her lead around her and tripped her, and she broke her ankle. And
kind of a freak accident.
It was absolutely insane. Yeah, no, it was total. And what's funny now is the dog is ours. Susie's actually ours. She lives in our house now.
That was the plan all along.
Yeah, we adopted the dog that broke my daughter's ankle. So, very strange thing. So, yeah, but, besides that, I mean, I understand the concern there, and it can be a very painful thing for a young child to go through.
Oh, very much so.
So hopefully nothing's broke. Yeah. Hopefully it's just bruised.
Hopefully nothing's broke and everything's okay. Gosh, we got another check in, Mr. Jim King up there in Missouri, as I try to turn this sucker down. Glenn, Athen is our guest tonight. Glad you're here, man. Been a great show. His third appearance on the show. You started Smoke on the Water. That was your first song you ever played. It's the first song you ever wrote. What was that a spur of the moment thing about writing, or did you kind of like, oh gosh, I want to learn how this writing thing goes?
Writing more from. I wrote a lot of poetry for my wife. We did that crazy dating thing.
That's awesome.
And
tell us
we went from poetry into I moved into songwriting. So the first song I wrote was about her as well. But
do you know it still?
No.
Do you remember it? Oh, come on.
I don't remember it. That was a long time ago.
I hope you didn't just get him in trouble, man.
I hope not to.
Oh no, you don't get me in trouble. Sorry. Me and my wife are the same about not remembering tiny details.
Okay.
Wow.
We've let our anniversary pass a couple of years and neither one of us know it.
Hey, that's actually pretty cool though. I mean, I get it. Life is busy and you got other things to worry about, yeah.
You and I have a song that we hear every day. And, gosh, I can't believe I let it slip my mind. I love this guy. I love this show, Mr. Fletcher Long, who's a famous or infamous, whoever, lawyer. A combination of both is what I love about the guy. If you remember the Perry March case, Arthur March, up in Nashville, that was the Vanderbilt case. Fletcher was part of that. He was part of the defense. And, of course, defense lawyers always get the bad rap. Fletcher he's out of law. Practicing law now. He's doing, what does a lawyer do? They talk very well, so why not go to radio? He's got a show called The Long Version Show. I was telling you about him. Uh-huh. He was on terrestrial radio, and he purposely went over to internet radio, which shows the growth and the opportunities in internet radio are not being ignored.
Oh, no,
now.
Absolutely not.
So
that's why all of you are listening to us right now.
Exactly. Fletcher is one of my favorite talk show hosts. I love the guy. And so I wanted to write a theme song for him. And I wouldn't say I'm dated. I'm locked into a certain niche, being 45. So the most modern writer that I know, I got to write with me, Mr. Glenn Athen here. We wrote a theme song called the Long Version theme song.
And he pretty much put it on the radio the next day.
We got it recorded, we got it cut, and it is in theme song every day. Gosh, if I could play it, I don't know if we could do it all.
Oh, Randy's grabbing the guitar. Oh, yeah.
No.
Not to put you on the spot or anything there.
Not to put you on the spot, but I'll do just a little bit of it. And Glenn and I, we sat around and talked. Actually, we wrote this song pretty quick.
Yeah, it was real quick compared to normal.
You're not going to be able to hear it because you can't hear the guitar, but Glenn sings it every day, and I wish I had it.
Yeah, you can if I put my mic over there.
And he sings it a lot better, but it's called the Long Version. I might not remember this. Feeling like a black sheep, living in reality. Everybody's happy with their spoon-fed false reality. CNN and Fox News spinning us a half-truth. One-sided tweets and blurbs, two wings on the same bird. It's time for Fletcher Long Every story has two lines, a little sides of the right, a little wrong. Let freedom ring through your radio. Come on and start the show. One thing I know for certain, the truth is in the long version.
Hey, that's it.
Woo!
For the most part, but Glenn, he rocks it. I'll play it for you after the show, man. I wish,
right.
Ron, darn it, I wish I would have sent you that file so we could have actually got it on tonight, so everybody could have heard it. Glenn actually sings the heck out of it. Hey, Brian, I know you're really, really busy, but if I did email that to you right quick, is there any way we could get it on the air?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me see if I can find it.
Brian is just so up to whatever we want to do around here.
You're awesome, and I mean
I
that.
know.
I would have Jason rub your feet if we were there. You know what I said?
There
on the
goes
last
another
show.
one of those,
That's
but we're
fine.
not.
I'm fine.
Oh, no.
Oh man. Okay.
You know, I used to rub feet for a living, Brian.
Wow. So, well, okay. Now, maybe this is a lot more attractive a proposal. Nando will rub your feet.
Okay.
Okay.
See, I tell you, we just had to negotiate the terms of this deal. The issue was not the foot rub, but who was giving the foot rub.
We're
We
going
just
to
had
get some feet rubbed around
Just
here.
to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
on the same page here. Oh man. But hang on, the long version. I'm gonna try to find it. And Glenn, we wrote that song, and you get to hear yourself. You ever tune that in on the radio? He's got it, and I can't remember what network he is on now.
I looked it up once, but no, I don't typically.
I hear it every day. I have to send you a
Sounds like I'm around a bunch of I have a hard time saying this word.
conspiracy theory.
Yes, thank you.
No, you're not.
No.
Am I not?
No.
Okay.
around
Well,
a bunch of
I am
songwriters,
actually one.
And
So
we're crazy.
Sorry, you're not.
We can't say this over the air if we're conspiracy theorists, can we?
can we not?
I
Why
guess
not?
we can. Why
It's
not?
America, right? Freedom of
It
speech.
is America. Freedom of speech.
America.
And we can say freedom of speech as much as we want
Exactly right.
at the moment.
We are.
Yeah, at the moment.
Oh man.
That's why we should be saying that.
I cannot find it. I am so sorry. You know that I wish I could. Well, we're on the air, so I guess it's really not.
Yeah. Time keeps on ticking.
Ticket to the future.
ticking.
Okay, well, Amanda, you can talk to Mr. Glenn here while we're doing this. But that was really cool. We've actually had a good few years. You know, we got Glenn. Talk about this real quick. You had a song we wrote. You haven't played it yet. The first song we ever wrote down was on. They did a segment of you on this documentary. The documentary has not been released yet, but they did. They went all out for it.
I don't know if it'll ever be released. You know, you do things in Nashville and you find documentaries and you go be a part of it and they lose funding and it gets forgotten.
Oh, wow.
I've done that twice now.
It is in limbo, but I remember the pictures. They actually had a scene where the truck was broke
It was
down.
fun to film for. It was,
Oh, I'm
It was a whole
sure.
lot of fun.
That's interesting.
But yeah, I met some lady. I actually wasn't even going out to play that night. A friend of mine came into town, and I was just going to introduce him to some people. He came in town to be a songwriter. And it's amazing. We make jokes about the 100 people that come in every day. I think 100 people leave every day, too. But I got another friend that called me for he runs a little writer's night down in Midtown in a place called Slider House. And he called me for a Tuesday night gig a little while back. And I typically have a list of people that I'll call. And I was looking at my list and realizing I don't get out and network like I used to. And I was like, all these people done moved out of town.
Oh, wow.
But everybody leaves. But
Okay, so, you know, he said earlier you used to play 7 nights a week. Are you still doing that?
no, now I play, well, actually, I was playing like 1 gig a month, and for the last almost 2 months, I've played every week, because every week I'm like, I'm not playing next week. Somebody will call me and need me to do something.
Once a week is good. I mean, you know, you got a family. You got a little girl to take care of, and you got the day job, so...
Yeah, you got the day job, and you got to get
Responsibilities,
established first before you can like start blowing money on stuff. I came out, when I first came, I played 7 nights a week, and all I did was play. And I'm just an old farm boy from Georgia, so I ran little farms so that I could have flexibility. And
Yeah.
But the thing about all that is you go and play downtown, even if you go play Rippy's, Tootsie's, that little circuit, and you make your
I've
couple
sang at Tootsie's
$100.
before.
You make your little couple $100 playing there with tips and their base pay and things of that nature, and it's cool, but it's not anything you can raise a family on.
No.
And farm life, I mean, that's a little dead-end job as well.
Oh, don't say that. That hurts my heart.
It hurts mine too, but
well,
it is.
what's funny is I'm backwards. Like, I wasn't raised on a farm, but that is my goal. That's my 5-year plan. I'm going to have my goat farm. I want goats.
Farming's the way to go, but if you don't own it...
I'm a farmer at heart. That's what I want to do. So, you know, when I hear people say that, I'm like, no, you don't understand. That's what I'm going towards.
Well, I hope you get a donkey, because if you...
Yes, I will have a donkey to protect my
I got a
goats.
picture of Randy with
we went
a donkey.
out with a...
There was 2 donkeys in the picture. I mean, I'm sorry,
This donkey
Randy.
was
I
like
meant-
30 years old, right?
Yeah, this donkey was close to. He was 26, 27.
So we got the picture of the donkey there, and with the donkey. I have to pull it up while we're playing.
Awesome.
Brian, did that song ever come through?
Yeah, I've got it queued.
All right, well, let's hear it. This is Glenn Athen. Fletcher Long, this goes out for you. Glenn Athen singing the theme song to the syndicated long version talk show.
Feeling like a black sheep, living in society where everybody's happy with their spoon-fed false realities. CNN and Fox News spinning us a half-truth, one-sided tweets and blurs, 2 wings on the same bird. It's time for Fletcher Long. Every story has 2 sides, a little right, a little wrong. Let freedom ring through your radio. Come on, let's start the show. One thing I know for certain, the truth is in the long version. Spent 18 years in the courtroom, knows the system's broken. Warrior for justice, truth unfiltered. Some people call him the bow tie killer. It's time for Fletcher Long. Every story has 2 sides, a little right, a little wrong. Let freedom ring through your radio. Come on, let's start the show. One thing I know for certain, the truth is in the long version. The truth is in the long version.
Oh, I love how that song ends. Thank you.
That is awesome.
Thank you. Gosh.
Oh, Billy Lee did that.
Billy Lee, who wrote Gary Allen's The One. Thank you, Brian, so much for getting that on so quick.
Yeah, that's really cool. I was just telling Randy, I was like, wow, that's a really long intro, like theme song to something, but that's really cool that he told me he kept the whole
We
thing.
wrote it in a way that he could cut it up and use it how
Right.
he
Yeah,
wanted.
But
yeah.
no,
We
he
thought he
loves
was gonna
every
edit
word
it,
of
but he
it, so
Yeah.
why do that? And it makes sense, because like I said, the long version,
Yeah.
the long intro, why not? It all fits.
Long version, long intro. It all goes together in the end. But yeah, he's a
awesome.
great guy. One of Nashville's most colorful figures, where they call him the bow tie killer. And we actually put that in there.
Yeah, we put that in there.
That's a little scary.
Glenn sings the heck out of that. He's been on like 2020 and everything. So maybe next time, if he gets back on those shows again, they'll play that on there, you know.
Oh, there we go.
That's awesome. Thanks, Fletcher Long, for using that. Thanks to Brian for getting that on. Wasn't that cool to be on there? You've had, you're talking about you don't play as much right now, but the time the journey goes in phases, doesn't it? You get here to lay the groundwork for a few different things, the networking, the establishment there, where you do get called for gigs, you do get called for shows. Then you lay the personal framework. Gerald Smith, my father-in-law, wrote a lot of hit songs, and he said you got to make a living first, because before that happened to him, he worked in a factory late at nighttime, so he could do that during his spare time, and it paid off for him. But you have to do that. You have to lay that framework too, don't you?
Yeah, but you got to have something to support you when you get here, because you can only go play downtown before the new guy comes in and takes your spot. And you don't want to be holding a sign over at the corner of an interstate exit, because there's so many people that wind up that way, or they end up begging for money to get back home or whatever. And if you don't come here with a plan to support yourself first, which we didn't have that plan either, we just came here, and I was like, well, there's farms in Tennessee, and I did HVAC in Georgia before I moved, but I never liked it, and so I didn't even think about that as a backup plan. And we moved out here, and I was like, oh, we'll do fine and give it a couple of years on the farm and something will happen. And it's been more than a couple of years on the farm, so I had to go back in the heat and air.
Wow. Now, gosh, my mind went completely blank. I had genius. It was right on the tip of my tongue.
Well, I was just wondering when, what is happening back there?
Mark Irish, is that you?
What are you doing, Mark?
Man, is it WrestleMania back there?
Yeah, there's some things being thrown around.
Looked like somebody got behind the bar.
I love it. People who would move here, saving up money to get here is a good thing to get here. It's not good to set limits when you say, like, hey, I'm going to give myself 6 months.
Yeah,
and if
just
I don't
come
do
here
6
and
months,
set yourself.
I'm going home.
Yeah.
Then you might as well just go home, because it does take a while. This is a process. You build yourself. It's like getting into a family. And once you get into that family, you work with that family based on what you bring, what you come here with. Usually, this can get you in the door to create more.
Yeah, that's right. You got to grow your roots before you can stay anywhere.
Yeah.
But
So what's your schedule look like? What do you have coming up next?
well, technically, I didn't have anything, but a couple of days ago, Pez has me playing at Nolan's on Monday, somewhere in Nolansville. I don't know where it is. I've never played there before.
I have not either, but that's where they had the Nolan's Place songwriting contest.
That is where they had that.
Yeah, so that was a pretty big deal. Gretchen Wilson and them, yeah.
But yeah, I'm playing there Monday, and then I'm sure the way my last 2 months has been, somebody will probably call me sometime next week and have something the next week.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? There's a higher power at work here.
There is, because I pretty much backed out of it,
into.
and I backed off and focusing I fish. People ask me, what you been doing? It's like, I've been fishing. That's all I've been doing. I literally go find fishing holes and I fish. And don't really put much effort toward any music anymore. I kind of just enjoy my fishing and family.
But Glenn, you touched on something important, though. Mental rest is essential. There are times on this journey where we do need to kind of step back for a little while. Just for a little while and get back into it.
Well, songs will come out of that.
Yes. And
you
give the brain,
do
give
get
the
songs
mind
again after you take a break. It happens.
Yeah.
We've written several more. By we, I mean me and other people, and just me. I've written several since I quit pursuing it, more than I did when I was pushing hard for it.
So do you have a Facebook page? Do you have any way for anyone to check in with you and follow your music and
get in touch with Randy? And Randy
I started looking at Facebook and I noticed, hey man, Facebook is starting to suck, and I did not know why it was sucking. And I realized it's because Glenn Athen has stepped away just briefly. He's going to come back, right?
That's what everyone says.
So I can't send you a friend request. Oh, we can't be girlfriends.
Facebook just got old to me. But
I understand.
It does get old.
But it is a great marketing tool.
Well,
if you use it for marketing only,
it is.
Forget all the other stuff.
But the other side is every connection I ever made in Nashville for anything, like any publisher I was able to pitch to or anything, always came through a phone conversation or email and never through Facebook. Yeah. And me and Randy's relationship, I mean, we goof off and poke fun at each other on Facebook, and we post all kind of crazy comments to people's stuff and take pictures of Randy standing next to a donkey and talk about two donkeys.
I love that, yeah.
But
you don't know how many questions I talked about touch our comments about me and my ass.
But even that, Randy and his ass on my Facebook page.
Pull it up and read those one time.
But even with all of that, me and Randy talk on the phone. We never connected through Facebook. And now me and Pez, our relationship started through Facebook. But pretty much everybody I know, I have their phone number, they have mine, and that's how we converse. And I kind of prefer realness more than the social media.
I completely agree with you 100%.
That's it. When I quit pursuing it as like an artist, because I much rather would be at home every night with my wife and little girl, and instead of being out on the road. When I quit doing it for that part, I got rid of the stuff for that.
You touched on something really important here, and this is kind of the way it's been for me, and it is for a lot of us. You haven't quit. You might have backed away, but your journey has gotten more refined. So the lesson is in this, when you get to town, do if you have to do a lot of writers' nights, lay that groundwork, get out there, and then your journey will become more refined, where you don't have to get out there every single night. You'll get the people that call you for the gigs. You'll get the shows. You'll get the, hey, let's write a radio show theme song. You'll get those calls because you've already done this. 3 or 4 years ago, or 4 or 5 years ago, I went through a phase where I wrote like a madman with everybody who asked. Honestly, some of those co-writes didn't go so well. Most did. But there were some that ended up being nothing that led to anything. But it filled the time and put me on the journey where now we have the strategic rights, the work with the people, and know the people that we want to work with. A lot of great people. Cindy Troy has said it best on the show here, that she only works with people she likes, and why not? And why not in this business? Because there's plenty to like, there's plenty to love. The journey becomes more refined. That's my observation of what Glenn Athen's journey is at this time. It hasn't stopped. It's become more refined.
That was something we discussed briefly. Tommy Turner, he was my best friend after I met him in Nashville. Me and Tommy did just about everything together. He almost became a meaning behind that Hayfield Goodbye song when he passed away.
Yes.
But I was with him that night just an hour before he passed.
Yeah.
But he always told me that when you go to write with somebody, if y'all don't have anything in common, you need to try to get to know them first before you even discuss writing. If not, you get together and then it's just going to be real awkward and boring. And I didn't take his advice to start with, and I was like, well, all right, well, let's write with somebody. The first person that asked me, I was like, all right, let's do it. And then while I'm in the middle of this, in the back of my head, Tommy's words are rolling through about awkward and boring. And I was like, I don't like anything this person's putting out.
Yes.
And it just don't work. You got to like the person.
And it's nothing personal against the person.
No, it's not personal.
It's like a dating relationship. Not everybody we go out with, we marry. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Randy. We'll never be able to get married. But
actually, legally, we probably could. We just have
in
to
California
get divorced first. And we could,
it's legal here now.
Yeah, we could hook up, you and I. But, hey, no. Gosh. I got to quit joking about it. Jason Adams has got me joking way too.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm over here planning my daughter's birthday party Sunday.
Did you hear Brian? Wow. It's at the utter amazement of the content of the show. We'll get back to the serious stuff, though. Very cool. Another song from Mr. Glenn Athen. And, my gosh, we are about 15 minutes away, probably about 20 minutes away from the end of the show. It's rapidly approaching. Anybody wants to call in, the phone number to call is 845-584-1067. We've got greatness on the stage with Mr. Glenn Athen tonight. So if anybody wants to call in.
Did you just say we have greatness on the stage?
We have greatness on stage. I love this guy.
That's beautiful.
I love this guy.
I like that phrase.
Well, I do.
Greatness on stage.
Glenn is the epitome of what this beautifulness of the journey is. I've had cuts. Cuts that have blown my mind, but that is not the point because you make little or no money off them, honestly. You really don't. But who cares? Well, I do care, but I don't care in the fact that I've gotten, I know it sounds corny, but dang it, it's true. There's still food on my table.
That's right.
That's
and there's
right.
still
that checklist I've told you about.
The checklist,
yes,
exactly.
Checklist.
There's still food on my table. There's still great people I've got to meet. We've shared a lot of great moments. And, being from the past history of drug addiction I have, these are great moments that are totally legal.
That's right.
And that's very commendable.
I cannot get fired for or go to jail for. But no, what a great journey this is because of the people. And there's always that thing about, hey, something major is right around the corner. And it actually is in this area right here. Glenn Athen, let's hear another one of your compositions, sir.
We can play our defunded documentary song.
Yes.
Phone battery just went dead. Now I'm on my own. My truck bumper's got a muddy boot dent on the side of the road. Hazard lights flashing in the falling rain. Any chance we had down the drain. I guess fate blew out our flame and that tire blew out. I should be standing at your door right now with roses in my hand, begging, saying, baby, won't you please let me come in? Spending the whole night talking about how we could work things out, but instead I'm out here cussing at the clouds. soaking wet and cold and broke down.
Looking back, it ain't hard to see how I went wrong. Took you for granted while you patiently kept hanging on. It's hitting me hard as the lightning strikes. I lost you long before tonight. Let those headlights pass me by. There goes my ride. I should be standing at your door right now, roses in my hand, begging, saying, baby, won't you please let me come in? Spending the whole night talking about how we can work things out. Instead, I'm out here cussing at the clouds, soaking wet and cold, broke down.
I guess a couple hours walking ain't too long, and I hope when I get there you're not gone. 'Cause I should be standing at your door right now with roses in my hand, begging, saying, baby, won't you please let me come in? Spending the whole night talking about how we could work things out, but instead I'm out here cussing at the clouds, hoping I can get you back somehow, soaking wet and cold and broke down.
Athen, Nashville night. Thank you for letting me sing the second verse on that, man.
You guys are pulling at my woman heartstrings.
Oh, I love it.
It's making me miss my boyfriend.
There you go.
But he's at work, so it's okay.
Is he at work? Is that why he's not coming
That's
down?
why, yes, he's working. So, you know,
Well.
he's got a good excuse.
Well, I hope Randy's out there listening. I love his name. And you can't be a bad guy with the name
Randy's the
Randy.
greatest name, right?
I love it. I love it. I love it. Glenn, thank you so much. Love that song too. You know, one of the coolest things I can remember is us being on stage at the Row one night, and I called you up, I think, didn't I? Or I may have it backwards.
Yeah, you did.
And we got to sing that song. There's video of it on Facebook. You sang it, and I played the background. I played the guitar on it, but great job. Love that song. Had interest too. You know, we've had.
That is great.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, that whole
awesome.
song posed a whole bunch of interest.
Yes, everybody we've ever played it for. So yeah, it'll get cut one day.
Yes, it will.
I'm hoping so.
That's
My
the
gosh.
one.
Yes, that is the one.
Well, I can't say that. There's so many ones.
There are so many ones, but, you know. Yeah, gosh, I love it. I love it. Hey, Glenn Athen's our guest. The phone number to call in is area code 845-584-1067. Brian, can we do this? Since we're syndicated, maybe we can't, but can we do another quick spin of that brand new spot for the Folk Fest? Just everybody out there to get a better idea since we've been talking to it all night, or is that something we can't do since we're in syndication now?
No, we can do it. No, we can do it.
Can we? Okay,
We can do anything according to Brian.
All right, here we go. We're going to spin the. Yes, thank you so much. I'm sorry.
Some rules, I guess. Rules, I guess.
I love you.
Well, if the FCC
Love
doesn't
ya,
come breaking
Brian.
down
Love
the door,
you.
we're doing okay. Thank you so much. I know we've been a little pain tonight, and you've had quite an afternoon and evening to get us on the air. But man, I love you. Thanks so much. This is a spot for the Folk Fest coming up really soon. Listen to this, all who's playing. Get your tickets or make your plans to get there.
Yes. May 5th through the 7th, Folk Fest at Stonewood Bluff wants to invite you to come join us for 3 days of amazing music, vendors, camping, and fun. Stonewood Bluff and Amphitheater is located on Harrison Ferry Mountain in McMinnville, Tennessee, and is the perfect backdrop for great musicians like these.
She sure looked good last night. Skimpy little halter top and jeans that fit so tight.
Too many artists to mention, covering music genres like folk, country, bluegrass, Americana, and blues. Folk Fest is Stonewood Bluff. Look us up on Facebook. WFMC Jams will be broadcasting the entire event. Contact me, Manda, at 931-259-7940 for more details or discounted weekend passes.
I love that. I love that. I think we got a phone call.
I think it might be the FCC.
Well, FCC, you can get on the air as long as it's not the Russians, because the Russians interfered with my marriage last night, so we don't want them on here. So, you're on the air.
Yes, this is Awesome Andy calling in.
Oh.
Awesome, Andy. Quick update. How's your daughter doing?
Oh, good. We're leaving the ER.
What was the verdict?
Thank God there was no breaks in her foot, so they said it was a severe contusion.
Oh.
Wow. Well, good. We put out the call. We will keep the prayers coming, and we certainly missed you tonight.
We're so glad you called.
Yes.
Actually, I've enjoyed listening to him sing. He sounds like a young Keith Urban.
Oh, I love that. A young Keith Urban.
I mean, he may not realize
Keith Urban
that,
from
but his
Georgia.
voice on the radio kind of has that tone to it.
Well, that's
Tell him
awesome.
not to give up on his writing.
Well, thank you so much, man. And you make Glenn smile. You are a young Keith Urban. I love that.
Keith Urban from Georgia.
Oh, yes, his tone sounds a lot like it.
Well, very cool. And you're going to be back next week, right?
Yes.
Well, you know who we have on next week, right? Well, no, that's not one of you. You had booked a couple of people. Next week it'll be Bob DeYoung and his guest, and I cannot remember who it is. He has told me, I think, and I don't have it down yet. The week after that will be a couple of people you hooked us up with, Mr. Johnny Lucas, 2 weeks from tonight, April 18th. Johnny Lucas. Do you know Johnny,
No,
Amanda?
I do not.
Yes, that's going to be a really good show. Johnny opened up for Dolly at the Glastonbury Festival here a couple of years ago, and he's toured all over England and played at several different venues there, probably about 1,000 at least. He's real young. He's right now signed with a big publishing company.
Well, very cool.
So he'll have some good material.
Very much looking forward
I think
to.
we're going to have a really good time here in the next few weeks.
We are, because the week after that, and that's going to be a great show. The week after that, we have Chad Johnson. Tell us about Chad.
Chad has performed in Nashville for several years. He's been with a group there that has performed at the Exit Inn. It was called Amos and the Legend. And he's been signed with a label which is called Redstone. But you'll like Chad. His music is sort of the traditional style, but more or less used with the rock and roll.
Well, big time looking forward to all of that. It's going to be a great spring and summer, like we've been hitting around. And don't let any cats out of the bag on the air, Andy. We got some big things coming for the station that we are working on. We had a big meeting last week, laying the groundwork. I got some great news potentially for us tonight on all of these areas. Amanda's already been working very hard, close to getting the things really kicking off here. But it's going to be a great spring and summer, and looking forward to it. You know, Bonnaroo is 2 months from around this time.
Right.
2 months from what? Is it Saturday?
It's the second weekend of June, usually.
Second weekend of June. That's not a long way away. It's going to be a great time here. U2 is going to be in town. We want Bono to come in here and hang out.
Oh, my God. Do you think we can make that happen?
You know, I don't know. We put the call out to Eddie Vedder last year, and he never made it here.
I could have got Eddie Vedder.
You could have got Eddie Vedder.
I could have got Eddie Vedder.
Oh, my gosh. I would have loved that.
I could have.
Andy, thank you so much, brother. Prayers for your little one. Tell her we're praying for her, and we will see you back here next week, man.
Thank you, my dear friend.
Thank you. Awesome Andy Parton calling in tonight. We got Glenn Athen on the line here. And, gosh,
Do we have time for one more song?
We got time for 2 more songs if you want to do that. You want to do a lightning round and do 2 songs?
Yeah, let's do it.
We do that at the end here.
All
Well,
right.
maybe one song, break, and then one more song in the end. How about that?
We can do that.
Go ahead, Glenn Athen, tell us about this song.
I wrote this song with a buddy of mine who lives down in Charleston. He's me and him's been buddies since middle school, and I'm gonna try to remember it.
You can do it.
Got my head spinning, out with them hips swinging on that dance floor, shake it for me, yeah, baby. You got me digging, remove your making. I try to leave you, pull me right back in. You got your hands up, got me tore up, and got me thinking I can't wait to get you up in my truck. Come on, girl, let's get out of this club. I wanna show you a little bit of country love. We'll take it on out into the sticks, yeah. You're gonna love this. We'll pop lock and drop it down in four-wheel drive so we can head on down by the riverside. Just you and I with the starlit sky above, making a little bit of country love. I think I normally sing that in a different key.
Too late now, Glenn.
I see that, won't you smile? I can tell it's been a while since you let the moonlight show off your tan lines. You look so damn fine. I gotta make you mine, and girl, I gotta do it tonight. We can sip on Fireball and do it all night long, but nothing will get me buzzing like you and me alone. Come on, girl, let's get out of this club. I wanna show you a little bit of country love. We'll take it on out into the sticks, yeah. You're gonna love this. We'll pop lock and drop it down in four-wheel drive so we can head on down by the riverside. Just you and I in the starlit sky above, making a little bit of country love. And I can't believe you got me hooked like this. I'm on the line for an all-night kiss. Come on, girl, let's get out of this club. I wanna show you a little bit of country love. We'll take it on out into the sticks, yeah. You're gonna love this. We'll pop lock and drop it down in four-wheel drive so we can head on down by the riverside. Just you and I with the starlit sky above, making a little bit of country love.
Athen, Nashville Night. Oh, yes, I love it. I love it. Going to carry us right into the break. You're listening to the Nashville Night Show on the Nashville Songwriters Radio Network. All right, we're back. I guess we're not going to go to break here now. So, growing pains. Well, you know what? We don't really. That is. What do you do with dead air? That's the. I think Shakespeare asked that one time, didn't he?
We need a cricket.
Now there he is. When you make the producer laugh.
Thanks a lot. We need a machine that plays crickets.
Oh, I love it. We do. We need the cricket thing.
We need a cricket.
Well, Don, you ready to take that break, or you want to skip it? Either or, I'm fine.
Tell us what we're doing.
You know, I was just kind of like in the middle of a game, and I realized.
Oh, okay. Well,
you're supposed to be working, Brian.
Do not let me disturb you.
Get off your game.
I tell you what, we will keep it here. That way we can get done pretty close to the hour and a half mark. We got a few check-ins that I missed from the WFMC Facebook page. So check us out on the WFMC.
Yeah,
Jams
and I forgot to mention
Facebook
that about
page.
Folk Fest. They can just go to WFMC Jams Facebook.
They can go to their
and
Facebook.
it's on there
and
now.
okay.
I posted it on there yesterday.
Well, awesome. You can link up there of WFMC Jams Facebook page, and there's also where Brian broadcast it through there. I got a few check-ins, but before that, you can look up Nashville Night on Facebook. Gosh, there's so many sites you have concerning the network, Nashville Songwriters Radio Network. Look that up. That's budgeting or what is it? What's the word for it? It's growing. We'll just stick with the easy word.
growing.
So got a few check-ins that I missed off the WFMC page. Kevin Holben, he is from Iowa. He says he cruised a half-mile strip in the town of 300 in western Iowa. So we thought we were in a small town.
See?
We're not. He is. Judy Reed says, hi, Randy, Jamie and Andy, and everyone. Lee Rascone, you look bad, son. So he knows Glenn there.
Boy,
we love you, Glenn. Lee and I both love you. Kevin Holben, again, he says he's from Iowa. He's played in Nashville. Bobby's Idle Hour, the Commodore Douglas Corner, and he hopes to be back in town soon. Hopefully he will be. Brenda Joyce was out there listening. I think you're out in Iowa right now too, aren't you? Or is it Illinois? One of those states that start with an I. Yeah, and Judy Reed, Judy, we put out the call that we're praying for you, and hope everything's okay. I know you had a rough go of it in the last few weeks. God, around Clanton, around Montgomery tomorrow.
At the same
Right
time,
now?
they shut down school
Tomorrow.
here the other day for a storm. It never happened.
They did,
so.
so this is not, encouraging in the accuracy of weather forecasting. And but down there, just in case, Alabama does get hit really, really hard. They have
That
a
is tomorrow?
high
I was supposed to
probability
go to Alabama
or high
tomorrow.
possibility of tornadoes down around the Montgomery area, Clanton area, where Steve Robertson. If anybody
It's
out
real
there
flat
is
down there.
listening down there, please keep abreast of the weather situation down there, and definitely when these systems move through, we're somewhere where you can go into a safe place, and definitely don't try to drive in it. Leave that for Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt and them in the movies from 1996. You know what? It was Helen Hunt on Twister.
It was
right
Helen
there.
Hunt, yes.
And R.I.P. Bill
Poor
Paxton.
Bill Paxton's passed
I
away
know,
now,
I know.
hasn't he?
Glenn Athen, one more song to get us out of here, and then we're going to say our goodbyes,
All right.
M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-C. Now Disney's going to charge us for that,
That's
aren't
what I was
they,
just
Brian?
fixing
I'm
to
so
say.
sorry.
You're not allowed to say
Oh, my
that. You can't
gosh.
sing the
Oh, no.
House Club song.
Disney needs the money too, so I hope they do try to squeeze it out of our millions.
That's
here.
that's the deal we'll make when they try to sue us for singing that. We'll say just start broadcasting us.
It's a song I wrote about country music. Look at you in your flat bill cap and those earrings, singing about your pickup truck wearing skinny jeans. Fake accent and hip-hop beat, come on girl, take a ride with me. A party song out in a city scene. But that ain't country, that ain't right. Ain't no heartland song about living life. It's all about you and what you've done. Hey, look at me, I'm number one in a flashy Facebook false reality. You can call it what you want, but if you ask me, that ain't country. Cadillacs and Chevy trucks are two different things. One will cross a creek, but one will get stuck. What I'm trying to say is, you took away our draw and twang, replaced it with some urban slang, teeny bopping boy band things. But that ain't country, that ain't right. Ain't no heartland song about living life. It's all about you and what you've done. Hey, look at me, I'm number one in a flashy Facebook false reality. You can call it what you want, but if you ask me, that ain't country. There's more folks like me who turn their radio on, wishing, hoping, trying just to hear one country song. Everything released in the last few years. That ain't country, that ain't right. Ain't no heartland song about living life. It's all about you and what you've done. Hey, look at me, I'm number one in a flashy Facebook false reality. You can call it what you want, but if you ask me, that ain't country. That ain't country.
Yes, Glen Athen, Nashville Night. Oh, man, I love that song. I love it. I love it. Hey, a few more check-ins before we say goodnight here. Shirley Oatswall up there in Nashville, all the way from Brazil. She's a loyal listener to HLE Radio and our show here. Cinia Quintana dos Santos down in Brazil. Thanks for listening. Awesome. Ricky Gooden. Ricky's either on Montego Mountain or down in Alabama.
Ricky's a good one.
We love you, Ricky. And I hope he is a good one. He's
one.
a great one, actually. So the last name doesn't do him justice. He ought to be Ricky Great One. We love you down in Alabama. Adam Rankin up there in East Tennessee. Love you, man. We'll see you at the Smoky Mountain Songwriters Festival. And who else are we missing? Jennifer Rogers. She's working on the documentary that Pez was talking about. How I miss Jennifer. Brian Carroll, great Christian country artist from down in Alabama. How you doing, brother? Glad you're listening. Am I missing anybody? Lisa Wilkes, Camden, Tennessee. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Lane Higgins, I love you, man. Thanks for being the singer and the songwriter you are, and cutting Jesus Was a Rebel, and another song that we have out called why is my mind going blank? Hell Ho Holler. That was another one. So thank you so much.
The song was Gosh, Why Is My Mind Going Blank?
We haven't written that one yet. I keep forgetting to write.
That's a really good song title right there.
Glen Athen, what you got? One more question. We might go a little bit over here, but I want to ask you something. If you were to look at yourself 4 years ago, 4 years down the road, you've had a song on a documentary, and it may or may not air, but they went all out for the segment, which is very cool. And your voice is on the radio every day, 5 days a week, and they stream 24 hours a day, so you're on every day of the week now. Going into Nashville, if somebody would have whispered that in your ear, you got a great home, you set up your wife and your daughter's happy, would have whispered that to your ear, hey, there's not going to be the Luke Bryan thing, not yet, not the big huge cut yet, but you're going to have these things. What would have been your reaction if you would have been told that? Would you still come on into town?
Yeah, I would have still came. It's been a lot of fun the whole ride, and it's still got plenty more to go.
Just the beginning. Thank you so much for being here. They can find your album on iTunes, Glenn.
I'm on iTunes and all those media site stuff. Like
you sound like me. I get it.
Rhapsody and Spotify.
The media getting stuff.
You can find
all that media stuff that people out there know about.
Yeah, that stuff that you guys
we don't really
the
keep
album
up with.
majiggers.
The
download majiggers. That's what these on. So. Check him out, Glen Athen, Glenn. Athens, like Athens, like Georgia.
Just like Athens without the S.
Glen Athen, Glenn. Glen Athen. Check out the album. Download that sucker. It's a good one, dang it. It really is. And we're going to have you and I are going to be recording some demo here soon. And,
yeah, we are.
And gosh, you've got a lot more to come. Open invitation to come back whenever you want. So we love you, Glen Athen. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks everybody for listening. Amanda,
thank you.
Anything you want to say to sign us off?
No, I really enjoyed the whole show. I really enjoyed getting to meet you and hearing your music. You're very talented.
Thanks.
Very talented. Don't stop.
Yeah,
don't stop. No matter what life throws at you, I know that this family thing is incredibly important, and you're right on it. That is number one, no matter what.
Yes.
But live your dream at the same time. Do it all. Just make it all happen.
Just like that great song from the 70s says, don't go changing, Don't go changing. We love you, Glenn. Thank you so much for being on. Brian, thank you so much for getting us on the air tonight. And not only that, for taking special in-show requests and doing what you do. We love you, man. We cannot wait for this thing to expand like it's getting ready to, and part of our plans is looking for someone to assist you on your end, because you do a great job for us, and we know we never take that for granted, and I hope you know that so much, brother. Thanks so much. And to you, Chris Cataldo up there in New York City, we love you, man, and we got some great shows coming up later on this week. You're going to be at the Commodore Sunday, Brian. Anything before then?
I don't think so. That's our next event.
So the Commodore on Sunday, you'll be there. So if anybody wants Brian's autograph, and go up and give him a big hug or kiss, give him a big kiss. Yeah.
And make sure you rub his feet.
Rub his feet.
Jason, we're good.
Okay, well, it won't be Jason. So I don't.
He prefers the female
Yes.
type of people.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. Thank you so much, and everybody. He'll be up at the Commodore Sunday night to broadcast JB Champions Riders Night. We have a date for the next. This is just in earlier tonight. The next vinyl show, which we had a blast at when we did the '70s. The next vinyl show, April the 30th, Sunday, April 30th. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be focusing on the '80s. So. Like I told them on the last
80s and
show.
90s, I said.
80s and 90s.
Because there's not a whole lot of albums in the 90s.
After that, we just kind of drop off with the albums. But, I got 2 words for them. Rick Astley. We're going to have to hit the Rick Astley albums hard. We really are. But thank you so much. We got a great shows lined up here. Going to be a great time. Great summer. My gosh, Bonnaroo, the Folk Fest. I think Fam Jam's coming back. That's not
some other stuff that I'm not going to talk about just yet. But I'm just getting started.
It's coming. Everybody keep listening. Congratulations, Pez, for the winning the passes. I'll get to see you tomorrow. Glenn Nathan, you rock. You are beautiful. And I love you, man. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, Randy.
Big things are coming. You got the heart, you got the attitude, and you're sticking around. Like you said earlier, so many people leave. I noticed that too. But the one who stands firm, stays in this, has got the best shot at it. What is it? I saw a billboard up in Nashville. It says, "Luck favors the prepared." And by being here, that's most of the battle. Thank you so much. Great things coming. Check him out, Glenn Nathan, online. Get that album on those downloading the jiggers. And, he's got a great album. You're going to love it. But everybody, thanks so much for listening. And good night, everybody. For Miss Manda, you just tell them good night yourself. I was going to say good night for you, but you got a great voice. We can't waste that.
Oh, goodness, now. You're going to make me blush. Okay. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for listening tonight. And tune in next Tuesday.
Yes, she said it all. This is what she said. I'm Randy Fincham for Amanda. Awesome, Andy. We love you. Producer Brian, everybody out there, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week right here on the Nashville Songwriters Radio Network with the Nashville Night Show. Good night, everybody.